Greetings, I'm Pastor Eric Smith, and this is Wakening Grace. Susie and Bill Derby were members of my former congregation in Redlands. They were and are dear friends. Some years before we were dear friends, Bill and Susie were camping out at the Newport Dunes. Bill had a heart attack and was taken to Hoag Hospital. He needed emergency surgery, a multiple bypass. Then the complications began. I don't remember the chain of events, but Bill's recovery went from bad to worse. Infection, reaction to medication, pneumonia, coma, intubation, the whole works. Back in Redlands, I was thinking that Bill was about to get out, but the reports got worse and worse. So I Googled up Hoag Hospital, never been there before, got the directions and drove to Newport Beach. I thought about Susie and Bill during the entire drive from Redlands, trying to tune in to their situation. When I got to the hospital, I went right into the coronary care ICU, and there was Bill. My measure of how bad things are for someone in ICU has to do with how many monitors and machines are working at once. Bill had the works. I met one of his doctors, prayed with the family, and then Susie and I went to a waiting room. Part of pastoral ministry is collecting many years of being with patients and families who are in crisis. You get so you have a good idea of who's going to pull through and who's not. It appeared to me that Bill was not. So I spoke with Susie about Bill's tenuous condition, trying to gently prepare her for the loss that I thought she would soon experience. I said what I thought needed to be said. Then Susie told me about how she had been dealing with the situation. She was at the hospital the whole time except to sleep. She came early in the morning, she left late at night. Then she stayed in the motorhome at the dunes just a few blocks away. She told me that the hospital had messed up, and the complications Bill suffered had resulted from negligence. Their kids wanted to sue. She said, I don't. I just want him to get better. She read Psalms. She prayed. She talked to Bill even though he could not respond. She held his hand. She read to him. She said, I'm trusting the process, but I don't know what to say to God. No tears, no trembling, perfect calm. Susie is one of those people with the big dose of God in her, and I felt it. She said, he's going to get better. So I said, okay, so be it. And we prayed for his healing. Susie tells this story a little differently, but for my part, in that moment, I gained a new understanding of what Jesus meant when he said, your faith has made you well. Susie's faith made Bill well. Bill lived for another 10 years. I was privileged to speak at his memorial service. He got those years because of Susie's faith. I don't want to give you the impression that if we just pray hard enough, a person in crisis will get better. That's not what it's about. Everyone dies, and it's not a bad thing. We have term limits. God made us to die eventually. We just don't want to go before it's our time. I thought Bill's time had come until I spoke with Susie, and I felt God's presence in a big way. Bill's life or death was between Susie and God, and I was a witness of it. It is all about trust and allowing the Spirit of God that is within us to get out and do its thing. Will you pray with me? Oh God, thank you for the gift of life. I want to live the full measure of my days. Help me today to recognize some situation where I can trust you. I want to do that. This is my prayer.